Hello and welcome to another Final Fantasy VII session. Let's continue where we last left off. And as I said before, I was going to collect the All Materia and of course the Alexander Materia from this particular area. So we're going to go on down the cliff and we're going to go and collect all these items from their said locations. And of course, we got to put in a landmark to actually make our way through the snowy mountains. There we go. And here is the first cave where we will collect the all materia, like so. And we will go inside this tent, and it should be right here. And we're going to equip it to the characters as soon as we can, like so. And since we already have a mastered one, we're going to just switch them out. And where is it? Here it is. That way we can keep on boosting our stats on the all materias, which is very important at this point. And the Alexander Materia, we're going to go over to the springs. We're going to touch the springs, the hot springs, and touch it, of course. And then we're going to go to another cavern that is found in the cliffside that basically it activates a boss fight right over here. And we're going to talk to this character right here, and that activates the actual boss fight right there. And we are going to battle against this very attractive boss battle. And she's going to use fascination. That's going to be a problem. We're going to heal up the characters. Oh, I healed her instead. That was a mess. Ah, it's because she's confusing my characters in the game. Okay, I gotta use Big Guard on my characters here. Hopefully we can block attacks and just launch our moves here. And after you defeat this particular boss, you basically get the Alexander Materia that I was looking for earlier. Like so, we just won the battle. We collect our EXP points. And of course she's like, why this? And then we collect the Alexander Materia. So now for the next part in Final Fantasy VII, we're going to go up to the base of the cliffside of Gaea's cliff. It'll be the next part that we'll be heading up on. So now we're going to continue making our way upwards to this checkpoint up here. And basically we got to keep warm because when you're climbing a mountain you got to have 38 degrees at least. 38 degrees Fahrenheit in order to stay alive and warm. We're just climbing up the mountain. And I would recommend collecting, there's a special ability that we have to collect on the top of this area. It's going to be Magic Breath, and it's going to be, what's it called? Trine. Two abilities that you get to actually learn from the particular creatures that are up in there. From a scorpion, it's called a Stilva. And that's what we're going to collect next for the E-skills. For the free E-skills that we have for all our characters. And we're just climbing on up. Like so. And basically that's pretty much how we're doing this. We're going up through this next area. And where is the scorpion? The Stilva. That's not the characters that we're looking for. We're just gonna run away from them. And there should be a ribbon up in this next area. It's a little bit hidden, but there is a ribbon inside the next area, and I highly recommend collecting it in this particular section, because if you don't, you'll never be able to come back to this particular cliffside again to actually get it. So we're going to go up to the top section here, and we're going to go straight in through here, and there's the ribbon. And we're going to equip that right off the bat for our characters. There we go. Now we got 2 ribbons instead of 1. And the ribbons are usually used for status ailments, so it basically keeps you from receiving any paralysis, death, poison, anything. Just anything that can happen to these characters. It will basically protect them. So we just boosted up our All Materia, and we're moving on up. That's the Javelin. Collect the Javelin as well. And we're just moving on through. We gotta knock this boulder down, like so. And that should open up the icicles on the way. And, wonder if we found the Stilva yet. Nope, just a bunch of bugs. Gonna run away from them as much as possible. Gonna go down to the bottom floor. We are gonna go right through here. Wonder if we found the Stilva yet. Nope, that's not the Stilva. And you can actually manipulate the Stilva with Manipulate. I highly recommend putting on the Manipulate materia on one of your characters to actually get the special ability from this particular enemy that we're going to encounter. I'm just going to run a little bit around here. And okay, that's the Stilva. So now we're just going to use regen to heal up the character's stats. And we are basically going to regenerate our HP before we get hit, and we're just going to get hit by Magic Breath, therefore we just learned it. And I'm going to use an item, Phoenix Down, because one of my characters just got demolished here, so we're going to use Phoenix Down to bring her back. And regeneration for her, and we're going to manipulate the Stilva, and we're just going to use White Wind to heal up. And now it's almost a turn. We're just going to use Trine on my character so we can learn the ability Trine. And now we're going to use Satellite Beam to wipe out the Stilva. Pretty straightforward. So the next part, we move on up through here. Of course, every 5 minutes there's one of those character enemies that pop up, so we're just going to run away from them. And now we got 2 ribbons, therefore we can't get affected by status ailments. And we're just moving on up through here. And we're going to go through the top sections here. And we're going to make our way through here. And there should be another save point coming up in the second base of the mountaintop. But of course we have to do this whole part where we have to keep the degrees on the character to 38 degrees again. 38 degrees Fahrenheit is where we need to be. And moving on up, go right. Ah, got another enemy. And Just making our way up here. I think we're fighting penguins. I'm not entirely sure what we're fighting here, but we're gonna escape this next part, like so. And we're just gonna warm up the characters because they're kind of being icicles at the moment. We're gonna climb up this next area. And we're gonna make it all the way to the top here. It'll warm up the characters again and make our way up to the red flags. The red flags are usually how you warm up the characters, so I'm just letting you know that the red flags themselves are usually the source of the heat for the characters, and you just press the square key in order to get them warmed up. So this is basically where we're going to save the game. Here's the save point, and I guess this pretty much means that we're done with the Final Fantasy session for the time being. We're just going to save the game, and we're just going to call it a day here. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video.